Hey! So this video is not really gonna have like a good intro because like I need to hurry up because it's almost midnight and this video has to go up on Monday and it's currently almost Saturday. So, hi, how are you guys doing? Today what I'm doing is as you can see I'm wearing yellow. That's because I'm doing something with yellow. We're doing a makeup look, but because I didn't want this to be like a random tutorial, I'm just gonna like talk to you guys about like some random stuff because I don't want to like keep it boring. So we're gonna do dreams. So like dreams. Everyone dreams at least one some point in their life, right? I hope so. Cause like some of these dreams be wacky. So like I hope you dream. Like it'd be great if you did. So like I dream and some of my dreams be like really wacky. So like I'm just gonna like tell you guys some of the wacky dreams I have because I write them down if I have a really wacky one that I feel like people have to know. So that's why I write them down. I have like a miniature synopsis of what they are. So we're just gonna talk about some of the dreams I have while I get this makeup done.
Wow.
We'll start off with the first dream I've had that was like really wacky to me, and that was like the Swanson Dream. I know it sounds weird, but just let me explain. I was in a cage and Winnie the Pooh passed by the cage and he gave me a crystal that allowed me to turn into whatever I wanted. So of course, being in a cage, I decided to, you know, try to make my way out of the cage. And I was like, okay. So I turned into a fly to try to get out of this cage. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Joe Swanson is jumping at me. Like jumping at me. And in case you don't know who Joe Swanson is, he's in a wheelchair. But he's for real jumping at me and trying to swap me out of the sky. So I managed to get away from the Joe Swanson and I find this group of guards. And they can clearly tell it's me. I don't know how. I don't remember exactly how because I wrote down the name. I didn't write down the synopsis of the dream like I typically do now. So like I was like, oh, they know it's me. Great. And behind me is Winnie the Pooh, but like frog. Winnie the Pooh, you know what I mean? Like he's like frog, but like Winnie the Pooh, which is weird. So I'm like, okay. And he's trying to eat me, but my brain goes, if you're gonna try to eat me, eat this crystal. So I throw the crystal at him instead. So now he just takes the whole crystal, just like eats it, and now he's like,
Wait a damn minute. Wait a damn.
compulsively changing shapes into different things, which is really weird. Like he just keeps changing shapes. But at this point, I'm like, look, he's busy trying to stop changing shape. This is my chance to run. So I start running. And so when I start running, I run into like this neighborhood, which should already be a red flag already that I'm running into a neighborhood, but I'm running into a neighborhood anyway. And it's like a weird type of neighborhood. It's like house here with like a patio area that goes from front straight to the back and you continue running. So it's like shoom in the next house. So they all are lined up to where you can just run through every single house. So I'm running through every single house in a straight line. And I turn to I see at the corner of my eye, something running in a diagonal. So it's like I'm running straight, he's running in a diagonal this way, away from me. But as soon as I look at it, it turns and notices me and makes a beeline straight ahead, straight for me. And it jumps and I get a vivid look at it. It is Winnie the Pooh, but with Joe Swanson's face jumping at me. At this point, I'm just like, kill me now. Because I've seen it all. I've seen it all at this point. Kill me please. Which I don't know if he did or not because I woke up after that point. So I think I died.
Wow.
So that was dream number one. Dream number two is a dream I like to call a demon game. And the reason why I call it demon game, we'll get to that actually. So the dream starts like a circle of like no more than like 8 kids. So it's 8 kids in a circle around a pentagram, me and an old grandma, right? So these kids start doing some weird seance stuff and they summon a thing into the house that they're playing in. So now that they summoned this thing into the house, the thing ran out of the room, and now it's me and this grandma's job to find this thing and get rid of it. So like as we leave the room, the viewpoint now shifts from my point of view to the point of view of the grandma. So now I can see what this grandma sees, and this grandma opens like a door, and the monster runs out of the room, and the grandma proceeds to run after it. Me, I can still see me. I'm staying behind, like I'm not going for that thing. So the grandma goes and follows this demon thing, and as you can probably guess by the fact that my dreams with this have the exact same trope amongst them all, the grandma gets herself killed. But before the grandma gets killed, right, she starts screaming, "The power of Christ compels the demon," because that's typical things that a typical like person would say to try and exorcise a demon. And so the demon proceeds to pin the grandma to the floor, and before he kills the grandma, he says, "Does the power of Christ really compel me?" And then he kills the grandmother. So now like once the grandma is dead, the viewpoint shifts back to me, but like it shifts back to me like moments before the grandma is dead. So back in my viewpoint now, I am right around the corner from where the grandma is dead. So I pop around the corner, the demon sees me, and like any normal black person would do, instead of running towards the demon trying to fight, I run the direction, try to run the heck away. So I'm running away in this position, and of course I may be a fast runner, but it's a demon, so it catches up to me inevitably, and it hops onto me, and I wake up. So I assume I've died in that dream.
Wow.
I think one more dream should be able to complete this look, so I'm gonna do one more dream, and we're gonna, and this is a dream I like to call break in and get out. You'll understand in a second. The dream started out with me doing like everyday things in this house. So like I was trying to go to a youth center that I typically go to on a daily basis, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to the youth center today. So I tried to leave my house. I left my house, and I typically walk to the youth center because it's not that far. And when I was leaving, I walked for a while, and in the dream time typically flies by faster, right? It felt like 5 minutes was me walking for almost an hour and a half, and I ended up on a highway. So I enter this highway, and I decide that I'm gonna walk like through a big desert area to try and get to the youth center. But before I could actually start walking, a bunch of cops show up, apparently. Like, I don't know what a bunch of cops are doing in the desert and trying to stop at the time, 16-year-old from getting to a youth center. But they were trying to do it for some odd reason. And so I'm talking with these police officers, and I can see on the road a taxi come up. So I was like, oh, that's a taxi, so I'm just gonna take that because they're clearly gonna stop right here, which they were. So the taxi stopped, and I can see my friends are inside. So I was like, oh, bet, that's awesome. I ain't gotta worry about anything anymore because those are my friends. Was I wrong? So one of my old friends was driving the taxi. It was like a self-driving taxi, not a taxi that drives itself, but a taxi that you have to drive. So it's like one of my old friends, two of my new friends, and a boy, I can't remember his name. Like, I knew 3 of them, but the boy, I couldn't tell. I can't remember his name for the life of me. I really can't. So me and my 2 newer friends, not the older one, me and my 2 newer friends take this busted up self-driving taxi and start trying to go to the youth center. Was it a trip because we let our 5'2" friend drive this car? Were we wrong to let this 5'2" little girl try and drive this car when she can barely see above the thing? And I remember it specifically too because she had to ask somebody if she can sit in their lap because she can't see the above the steering wheel. So like, not only could she like not see, she clearly couldn't drive either because she started driving and she was hitting people and she was going up all of these wacky roads and stuff, and we're like, girl, stop this car before you kill us. But she was like, nah, I'm fine. So she continues to drive this car, and she ends up in a neighborhood. She turns into a neighborhood, and she ends up like, it's like a really gated neighborhood. It's like a neighborhood that I'm supposed to remember, but I remember the neighborhood what it is. It's like a neighborhood I'm supposed to remember, and she hits the car into one of the houses, and my brain goes, let's try to get in. And these are like big, like I'd say 2, like 3, 4-story houses. So my brain goes, let's try to get in. And I managed to climb to the absolute top of the house, break in through like a window, and then it cuts to like a game sequence where it's like, okay, you have to now try to get in through the top of the house and work your way down and out of the house without getting caught by anybody. I mean, when I tell you I was good at this game, I was good at this game. I was real good at this game. Because I was doing so good. I got out the first time, went in a second time, I got out a second time. It was that third time where things really went south, and I was like, oh wow, I'm dead. Because of course, a dream of mine cannot end with me without me dying. So I start working my way down out of this house. The third house specifically, right? I start working my way out of this house. I'm doing a good job. I'm getting my way down the house, and I'm like at the door. Like I am about to finish the third house. I am at the doorstep. And when I tell you, I get spotted by somebody as I'm at the door, I was like, you're joking. Because how do you get spotted at the door how do you get spotted as you're at the door? So I got spotted, and like, I'm just like, dang, I got spotted right before I got in this. And their house was different than most houses, because typically I just open the door and I walk out. They had 2 doors. So I had to open up one door to get in and get to the next door and open it and walk out of the house. I opened the first door and shut it, and like the dad had a gun and he shot through the window and hit me right before I was about to hit the second door. And I hit the door and just fall and slump. I'm still alive, but I'm just chilling. Just chilling with a gunshot wound in my chest. I'm just like, oh, that's fine. Who needs that? I'm good. Just chilling. Nothing that important right here. Totally didn't just get shot in the chest. And after that, I woke up from the dream. Like, that was it. Like, there was nothing else to resolve in that dream. I ended the dream there, and I was like, oh, well, you're done. And that was basically the end of the dream. Like, I was like, okay, so yeah. I died, and I died. So, what's left? I died. So, this is done. I have to take pictures so I can go ahead and get my project I'm working on done. It's my own personal project. And I will make sure I show you guys an end result picture. If you guys want to see the entire project in its full entirety, make sure you go follow me on Instagram, because it'll be up there in like, actually no, at this point, when you're looking at this, the project should already be up on my Instagram. Like, if you want to, like, go check it out, please. Like, go give it a look, give it a like maybe. And yeah, that's gonna be it from me. I'm not doing the outro because it's too fast for me. And yeah, make sure you guys remember, you're remarkable, you're wonderful. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.